Well, hello friends out there in Facebook land and YouTube land. This is Gerald Thompson, and I'm speaking to you from the Better Living Through Truth, the video. I thought I'd throw a second video out this evening before I retired for the night. Very important topic. Of course, in the automotive world, and most people already know, most people will tell you that they already know a lot of the stuff that I'm finna say about what I'm finna say, and that's fine. I mean, it's knowledge is out there. It's supposed to be readily available. You know, we have this World Wide Web and the internet and 800,000 different websites that's supposed to talk about all these different things. But you know, I have reviewed a lot of these sites over the years, as I have actually worked on vehicles, schooled for it, and eventually gotten to the status of being in parts for the last 20 years. And I've reviewed a lot of this information that people have put out here as being the gospel truth, or stuff that people have put out here saying, oh, well, yeah, if you do this and this and this, that'll be fine. And I've discovered that in a lot of cases it's not fine. In a lot of cases it's not the gospel truth. So here we are, Better Living Through Truth on Facebook, and Better Living Through Truth on YouTube. Quick subject for this evening: what to do with your car as you operate it over the years and over the miles. One of the most important things that you need to do, anybody with any kind of car, find a legitimate agency or outfit organization to take your car to. And once you find that legitimate organization or dealership or outfit, stay with it. You know, I constantly run across people that come to our counter or to, you know, counters that I've been at, and folks will come in and they've taken their car to the shade tree mechanic. They done took it down the street to ABC drive axles and transmissions, etc., etc., etc. And they've gone there, they've gone to this place, they've gone to that place, and they wonder why they have a collection of aftermarket parts under the hood that ain't working worth the flip for them. They wonder why they can't get any satisfaction when they're having an issue with their vehicle. You know, there's no continuity, there's no pattern. It's just erratic. That's why I think it's very important that if you are going to be a dedicated, just for example, don't want nobody getting mad at me, I go to Walmart too sometimes, but if you're going to be a dedicated Walmart junkie and you're going to take your car there for all of its needs and stuff, you need to stick with it, because it crosses the line between independent garages. It crosses the line with dealerships. It crosses the line even with Joe Shade Tree down at the corner of 5th and Elm Street. That people see other people's work, and folks, you know, people are not stupid in the business. It's, you know, you'll come in and someone is like, wait a minute, well, you done this and you done that. Yeah, I went to Sloppy Joe's down the street, and they hooked me up with this and that. And they only charged me like $50 for that full service. But then you look under the hood and you find 2 or 3 different spark plugs under the hood. You find a set of wires that came off of somebody's 55 Chevy, a fuel filter that ain't supposed to be on the car, and spare parts in the trunk. And then people get angry when they go to somebody else to, like, you know, take care of it, and you think somebody's supposed to just pick up the mess and fix whatever it is somebody else did. That's not right. We need to use common sense as we deal with whoever it is you're going to deal with to have your car fixed. Use some common sense. Whoever you're going to deal with, if you're going from A to B, let B know that A caused problems, and that you need somebody to help you, and that you understand that people have to go through a certain thing. I've seen people come in and get angry because a shop will want to, like, tell you up front, we need 3 hours time to diagnose this and get it done correctly. Well, why you gotta have 3 hours? Because I just need this and I need that. And it's like, wait a minute. This other person has screwed up your vehicle. you bring it to somebody else and you think they're supposed to wave a magic wand or pull out a crystal ball and poof, figure out what's wrong with this mess? No. Give other shops the time to check and fix things. If you're leaving from somebody that's obviously screwed up your vehicle, give the other shop an opportunity to try to take care of the problem in an effective manner. Don't browbeat people because I've been going to Sloppy Joe's for 15 years and he always charges me the same rate. Well, he's made the same mess year after year after year, and obviously you're not happy with it, but because you're going to somebody else. But then you think that person's supposed to adhere to whatever that fool was trying to charge. That's ridiculous. And I see that all the time. That's like, have we lost the capacity for logical, rational thought? Okay, here's the second point real quick because I'm getting a little bit long-winded here this evening. Second point. If you're going to go out and have your car repaired and you're eventually going to have repairs and maintenance done, that's another definition I'll run over real quick before I go. But if you're going to go somewhere, I insist that you find a reputable facility somewhere. So if there is a problem, and we don't want a problem, but if it is a problem, you got something to stand on. Okay? Used to be this little place in Dallas West called Goodman's Automotive, and I'm gonna tell you, you may as well let some 10-year-olds with some open-ended wrenches mess with your vehicle. Place was horrible, did shoddy work, just out and out cheated people. They gone now, but no one that went down there had a leg to stand on. There was no legal nothing to stand on. The place was a ramshackle automotive shop. Looked like an old garage circa 1945. And there was no leg to stand on. But if you go into a modern dealership, if you go into an independent garage like a Christian Brothers or some such, then you're dealing with an organization that's physically there. They're not going to like pack up and be gone in 20 minutes. You do have some legal recourse. You have something to latch on to if there's a problem legally and try to get some satisfaction to get something done. You can't do that at Uncle Julio's Shade Tree. You can't do that at Bubba's Flat Repair or Pookie's Corner Lot. You can't do that. And people look at you, well, whatever, this is how it is and this is what we did, and they don't care. You going to take me to small claims court? In most of the country, that's just small claims court. You get your little settlement, have a nice day, or you get the satisfaction of a judge saying that they was wrong and you was right, and try to collect. Good luck. Again, try to get to a reputable facility so you do have a legal leg to stand on. Okay, and I know it's difficult to try to go to a mainstream independent garage. And I know personally that, sometimes going to a dealership is a pretty expensive proposition as well. But you have to use your common sense and try to realize what cost is it from going to a dealership or a good independent garage, paying out the money and having the work done correctly and having legal recourse in case something goes wrong, versus making 4 or 5 or 6 trips down to Tommy's Shade Tree and Taco Stand trying to get something fixed. And I've seen countless people just frustrated. Well, they go down to the little garage, they tell them this, they come back for this, they go back and forth. And it's like, really? And I mean, I've even stopped a couple of people and sent them to our service departments. Hey, come here. Let you talk to so-and-so and you can get this taken care of. And they get that fixed and it's like, why didn't I do this before? What was I doing? That's the same thing everybody else doing. Thinking that something is so expensive that you got to find anybody to try to mess with it. And anybody cause more problems than just trying to get the money and get the service done correctly. The one other thing I'm going to run across real quick, repairs versus maintenance. Everybody always says, oh, I got to get this fixed. I got to get this fixed. I got to get... and everybody wants to say, fix, 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 fix. There are 2 things that anybody should be mindful of on a vehicle. Maintenance and repairs. Maintenance is a thing that you do periodically to make sure that your car goes down the road as far as you need it to go for as long as you need it to go. Maintenance involves things like timing belt replacements, tune-ups, proper oil changes, etc. in a routine fashion so that your vehicle operates. And along the way, while you're doing the maintenance, the technicians are able to see the vehicle, check the vehicle, and if it's something that looks like it's in kind of a questionable condition or something that might be a problem down the road, you are alerted to it ahead of time, and in most cases given the option to take care of it then, so you don't have to worry about it later. Repairs, on the other hand, are the things that we typically as Americans and typically as people that have older domestic vehicles, we're used to the term repair, which essentially is you drive and drive and drive and drive, and then when that doggone tensioner breaks, when that water pump gives out or something, oh, I gotta repair that. Okay, but again, if you were doing a routine maintenance schedule, somebody could have seen that ahead of time and alerted you, and you'd have had the option to fix it under maintenance as opposed to repair. Because see, here's a theoretical situation, and my time is growing short, so here's a theoretical situation. You're in car A or B, either one. You're going wherever you're going, and your water pump gives out. Now, typically your water pumps in the industry, depending on application, run between $80 and I've seen them as high as $300. Yes, $300. That's the range, and I've even included some of the aftermarket stuff in there also, but that's your range. Now, driver A goes in for his routine maintenance. They spot a water pump beginning to leak at 80,000 miles. Okay, he says, let's fix it. Okay, you do a water pump and a labor and everything else. Okay, that's $400. Now, you did that inside your maintenance, added a little bit to it, but you're going down the road. You ain't worrying about it no more. Driver B is just driving. Oh, well, got a little water pump leak. Let me put some bars leak in there or something else to try to slow it down, because I have to keep going because I don't have time and money to take care of this. Okay, he's going along, bam, water pump. Okay, in addition to the $400 for the water pump that you're out of, you know the water pump breaks at 3:45 a.m. on the worst part of town, and the tow truck drivers ain't too excited about coming out there risking getting shot, and when they do show up, it's 2 or 3 hours later. Oh, and if you have a bad attitude and you can't wait, and you're gonna walk down to Pookie's house or your homeboy or somebody else to go hang out, and you come back, oh look, your wheels and tires are missing, your car's done been vandalized in that same bad part of town. So after all this, calculate the cost of what that water pump costs you driving the car to death, waiting to change it. You finna spend probably between $90 and $200 to get somewhere with that tow truck. You're gonna be out some gas, getting your homeboy to hook up a truck to try to pull it somewhere, and hopefully he knows how to pull something and he don't break nothing else. Front bumper, rear bumper, radiator support, that adds to the bill too. And if you do the tow truck and you get in, well, consider your time, because you can't get your time back. I mean, you can eventually get the $400 back and everything else. You lose time, you can't get it back. So consider the cost of maybe $400 to $600 as a maintenance versus potentially $1,000 total, with your time wasted, the potential for things being burgled, the potential of having a tow truck come out. Just consider all that and try to understand. Maintenance is the stuff you do along the way to keep it running as long as you need it to run. Repairs is what you do after you done try to drive it into the ground and think it's supposed to be okay. Hey, this is Gerald Thompson at Better Living Through Truth, the video, and also Better Living Through Truth at Facebook. Y'all have a pleasant Monday evening, and we'll get back to you real soon. Good night.